All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakak, Wadash. I want to give double honors to my apostles and elders, Great Millstone, who teach very well while I learn this truth from, and salutation out there to the hopeful elect, who continue to push this word in our truth, faith, and sincerity. And also, Shalom to all the men, women, and children who sincerely believe upon the words of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. And on today, man, just giving out a warning unto the things that's coming ahead. Because for the lack of better words, we already know the scriptures of Acts, the 14th chapter and the 22nd verse. Let's go ahead and start off with that first, man. Because at the end of the day, in order for you to receive the kingdom of heaven, in order for us to receive that everlasting life, we must go through the dangers ahead. We must go through Babylon the Great, because it's not like Esau, Edom, is going to lit up off his kingdom so easily. Like Esau just going to lay down and say, here you go, Israelites. Go ahead and put us in slavery. No. These devils are going to have a major resistance when it comes to the kingdom of heaven being established upon planet Earth. And we can see the resistance that this devil is having right now by the form of, brothers' page is getting knocked down. Now you go to YouTube studios, you got a message. They took your video down from 2 years ago. But guess what? That resistance are going to increase by the form of this devil trying to throw brothers to concentration camps. By the form of this devil trying to kill brothers and take brothers out. But at the end of the day, we know that this evil is a must. Actually, the time of Jacob's trouble is a necessary evil in order for us to reach everlasting life. So let's go ahead and get this in the book of Acts. This is the book of Acts 14, jumping down to verse 22. It says, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith. Now, this is Paul giving brothers a pep talk, man. Exhorting, basically a speech, a motivational speech, so that you can continue in the faith. Because if I'm not mistaken, when you read up Paul got stoned, or it was some type of things that happened with Paul, and you even read the story of Paul, he was hated, he was stoned, and he was bent by a serpent, he was thrown into prison, but he did all this for the gospel's sake. And if Paul went through it, Peter went through it, the disciples, James, and ultimately Yahweh Shai went through it, how much more us? That's why the scripture said that things that was written before time was written for our learning. Even when you go into the times of Jeremiah, where he was in the pagan Babylonian Empire, the ancient Babylonian Empire, guess what? The people of Israel scoffed him and put him in the stocks, man. He was a laughing stock amongst Israel. So how much more us today? He was hated amongst Israel. So how much more us today, man? It's not like any brother is excluded from the times of Jacob's trouble, man. Like all hell is going to be breaking loose and you just going to be cakewalking to the kingdom of heaven. No. It tells us right here, Acts 14 and 22, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of the Most High, man. So we must go through many things in order to receive the kingdom of heaven. Let's get this in the NIV. It says, strengthening the disciples and encouraging them to remain true to the faith. Because that's why the time of Jacob's trouble is for, or the time of temptation. Really, that time of temptation is to tempt your faith. The Lord is finna get ready to test everybody's faith upon the planet Earth, man. Especially ones who claim to be Israelites. Brothers who wear fringes. We're not saying that you ain't the elect, but at the same time, we're going to see. You might be in the concentration camp with a brother with fringes on, man. As long as he don't take that MOTB, then big ups to you, man. Because again, the times that were coming, that thing with Trump is just going to be an excuse for this guy to come down having great wrath, man. Don't be surprised if these devils finna get ready to come forth with gun control laws and everything. Let's read this again. Acts 14 and 22 in the NIV, strengthening the disciples and encouraging them to remain true to the faith. We must go through many hardships to enter into the kingdom of the Most High, they said, So we're gonna have to go through many hardships in order to receive the kingdom of heaven, showing you that it's not going to be a cakewalk. And who those hardships are going to come by? Those hardships are going to come by Esau, Edom. The ones who's in control. The one who's pick out the presidents. The one who write the laws. That's who's going to bring the hardships upon the people of Yasharala. Let's get something real quick. This is the book of Revelations 12. And I'm going to jump down to verse 12. It says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Now those heavens right there is talking about the elect, the Yasharala. But let's continue on. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. And that's it. This guy, he's finna get ready to push forth different plans. He's finna get ready to push forth different things in order to hold on to his kingdom. That's why it's a thing called ordo ab chaos, or order ala chaos, man. You cause the ruckus, and the same person that caused the ruckus is the same person that brought the solution, man. And don't be surprised if civil unrest increase between this Biden and Trump thing. And if, let's say even if it don't be that, it's going to be something else, because Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai is working upon the planet Earth. And it's heavy, man. Let's go ahead and get this, and we're going to get a couple more precepts. Now, this what I've been looking up, for the lack of better words, it was a YouTube. It's called America Under Siege. Brothers ain't heard it before. It's good to watch. Some people might say it's outdated, but the laws that was pushed forth in 1993, 1994, 1960s, those laws are still in the Constitution. So let's go ahead and get this from Operation Garden Plot. The Department of Defense Civil Disturbance Plan, also known by its cryptic Garden Plot, was a U.S. Army and National Guard plan to respond to major civil disturbances within the United States. Now, those civil disturbances can come in the form of, race wars. Matter of fact, I'm going to read a little bit more of it. It says the plan was developed in response of the civil disorders of the 1960s, the civil rights period, when Jake was getting spat on and things like that. It says, and fell under the control of the U.S. Northern Command, NORTHCOM. It provided federal military and law enforcement assistance to local governments during times of major civil disturbances. Now, those civil disturbances can be in a form of race wars. It could be in the form of politician wars. For the lack of better words, January 6th with Trump and that thing happened, that was a form of civil disturbance. But let's say if it would have got any bigger, they probably would have pushed out this plan. But don't be surprised if Trump don't get elected. Don't be surprised if something happens, man. And they put this plan in effect. Let's read a little bit more. The Garden Plot plan was drafted after Watts, Newark, and Detroit riots, and this Jake captures the acrimonious times when the document was drawn up. The plot warns against racial unrest as well as anti-draft and anti-Vietnam elements. So basically, if you're going against the grain of this society, even though they got it under the form of the draft in Vietnam, it's going to be on the form of anti-patriotic. Because, brothers, if you don't know, you prophesying against America is a form of treason. Let's go ahead and read on. It says, the Pentagon activated Garden Plot to restore order during the 1992 riots. So even though during the 60s it was written up, hey, they used it during the 1992 riots. And once you look at the documentaries, for the lack of better words, man, they was knocking niggas down, man. And it wasn't just your regular policemen. No, it was guys that had AR-15s that was policing, man. So let's read a little bit more. Garden Plot was dispersed by U.S. Northern contact plan 2 2,502. It says, following the September 2011-2001 attack on the United States under Homeland Security restricting, it has been suggested that similar models followed. Now let's read a little bit more right here, because we already know about Homeland Security and this devil trying to increase his his military, for lack of better words. At the same time, hey, this guy, he's gonna come out with something new. Now let's see what this garden plot, what business is in, or what family is in. It's in the same family as the Houston plan. It's in the same family as the National Security and Homeland Security. And brothers, the main one, it's in the same thing as Rex 84. Now we know what Rex 84 is talking about, man. Brothers who ever heard of Behold the Pale White Horse, when this devil actually finna get ready to kick off his NWO, he's finna get ready to come to the extreme to try to achieve it, man. Whether it be in the form of kicking down your doors at 3 o'clock in the morning, or whether it comes in the form of this devil, knocking off the internet and coming into your house in the middle of the night and throwing you into a concentration camp, man. Because once you go into the garden plot plan, one of those things is to get everybody together and throw them in the camp. And this how this devil is going to try to achieve his NWO. But guess what? Hey, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua already got that in control. Even though we know through much tribulation we shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, guess what? The Lord is not going to let this devil achieve, man. It's already written in the scriptures that Yahushua have gotten the victory. It didn't say Esau got the victory. Yahushua have already won. So knowing that, and Esau know that too, for the lack of better words, hey, it's nothing to fear but Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, man. We shouldn't fear Esau in the things that he have. The scriptures tell us, don't fear him who could destroy a body, fear him who could destroy the body and soul in hell. Because the only thing Esau can do is put you to death, man. But Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, he can bring you back to life. But at the end of the day, that we know that the Lord is going to jump in on our behalf. So let's jump right here, because we know that his eyes are privily set against the poor. Esau not finna get ready to run down on the Muslims or run down on the 5%ers, or even the guys that believe in the things that polite believe in. No, Esau is finna get ready to run down upon the Israelites, the ones that have the testimony of Yahushua. It tells us that in Revelations 12 and 17, So knowing that, hey, it's a sense of comfort when that things happen. Because when that thing happens, that means we're right on board. So let's get this real quick in Matthew 5, and I'm gonna start at verse 10. It says, blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. And that's what's finna get ready to happen, brothers. We finna get ready to get persecuted on a major scale, man. It says, blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. So get ready for people to trade on you. Get ready for your face to be plastered upon the news, and be ready to be hated for Yahushua's sake. But let's read on. It says, rejoice and be exceedingly glad. Now, some people, if you were in America, you say, why would I be glad to be persecuted? It says, rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven, for so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. So guess what? For the lack of better words, things that was written before time was written for our learning. The men of the Lord was hated back then, so how much more are the men are going to be hated today? And guess what? You're hated in the form of the YouTube guidelines, but when that get thrown out the window, when they can't strike any more pages, and then when they can't hold back the truth no longer, this guy is ultimately going to get physical, man. But guess what? We have Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua on our side. So let's get this real quick. This is the book of Psalms 12. It's like it's Psalms 112. My bad, like it. This is the book of Psalms 112. And I'm going to start at verse Let's start at verse 4. We're going to end off right here. This Psalms 112 and verse 4. Unto the upright that ariseth light and darkness, he is gracious and full of compassion and righteousness. And that's it. Because at the end of the day, Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, he have risen up upon us his wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Because we once was in the darkness. We didn't know anything about the evil things that's ahead. You know, brothers didn't knew about martial law in the times of Jacob's trouble. But now the Lord, he have shined his light upon them. Now we're in line about the times to come ahead. Continuing on. It says, a good man showeth favor and lendeth. He will guide his affairs with discretion. Surely he shall not be moved forever. The righteousness shall be in everlasting remembrance. Yes, it says, surely he shall not be moved forever, man. Now we know when we read the book of Matthew, the 7th chapter, when the floods come and the wind blow, that man is not going to be moved because he was built upon that rock. And a part of you being built upon that rock is you being built upon Yahweh Shai. It says, he shall not be afraid of evil tidings. His heart is fixed on trusting the Lord. So that evil tidings is the things that Esau come ahead. Whether it be death threats or whether it be this devil physically kicking down your door, man. And again, in the flesh, I'm not saying no brother Superman. You know, Lord willing, the Lord turned it to Superman in that time. But I'm not saying that brother's going to be Superman. Yes, you're going to be scared in the flesh, but the spirit is going to kick in. It says, he shall not be afraid of evil tidings. His heart is fixed, trusting in the Lord. His heart is established. He shall not be afraid until he see the desire upon his enemies. And the desire that we want to see upon our enemies is those missiles being dropped, man. And ultimately, this guy coming into slavery. It says, his heart is established and shall not be afraid until he see the desire of his enemies. He have dispersed. He hath given to the poor. His righteousness endured forever. His horn shall be exalted with honor. And we know that our horn is our Lord Yahweh Shai. You know, he's going to be exalted into honor once Esau get taken out. But let's get this. It says the wicked shall see it. So the wicked is going to see us being rose up, man. The wicked is going to see us being in the kingdom of heaven, man. What it says in that book of Wisdom, Psalm, the 5th chapter, we being beamed up in front of the ones that didn't believe, roughly paraphrasing. It says, the wicked shall see it and be grieved. He shall gnash with his teeth and melt away. The desire of the wicked shall perish. Now, a part of that desire of the wicked perishing is what the NWO being taken down, man. You know? So, yeah, I pray that this video was edifying. I want to say, call Allah Yumlah. Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Chak Wadash. I want to give double honors to my apostle, elders, great millstone, and Shalom.